He used to be on CLG.
Yeah.
As what?
That's how he started his career, as a jungler.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh,
Way back in the day.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it didn't go too well.
Well, it's the second week of LCS. I'm here right now with coverage presented by OmniSlash to talk to Febiven. Is it Febiven? You got to give a pronunciation lesson for all the NA fans.
Actually, I really don't care.
You don't care? Okay, boom, right there. Febiven. I'm here with Febiven. He doesn't care what you call him. Call him anything. But Reddit, you can call him anything. Anyway, so you just popped off. You got a pentakill against CLG. You got to be feeling pretty good right now, right?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. I felt better in the game, obviously, after I had it. But yeah, it feels really good to have my first pentakill in competitive on my best champion. So, yeah.
What do you think? We all love to make fun of Europe, but you came over here and within the first 2 weeks got your first pentakill. So how much easier are you finding North American LCS compared? Is it like when Koreans leave Korean solo queue and come to NA solo queue? Is that like you coming from EU LCS to NA LCS?
I mean, no disrespect, but I feel like CLG this game was really trolling. Like, I never had so many free kills in my career. Like, they were legit just running into me and like I was killing them all. So I don't know. It felt really disappointing from their side, but also like felt really nice to kill them all, right? But I was really surprised how they played and how many free kills I actually got.
Yeah. How do you feel about Clutch right now? A lot of people gave you crap whenever you came to NA saying you weren't joining a serious team, but I mean that looks like a pretty good game.
Well, obviously people like talk shit, right? Like you have it with every player, and it's like people overhype other players more than like the neutral players, you know. And I think the players in my team are like not that known, you know.
Yeah.
Especially my top laner has been getting a lot of like question marks, obviously, which I think is fair, you know. But I think like ranking, like putting already so much negativity on the team and like saying that we won't do well, that is obviously like something I don't agree with, you know. And I think every team just needs time, you know, and like I feel like we have a really strong roster and it can only get better with time, right? So I'm pretty happy I joined this team.
What do you think about your strength compared to the strength of the other mid laners in the LCS? Because I feel like, you know, a lot of people are looking at Power of Evil, they're looking at Bjergsen, et cetera, and now you've joined up as well. So where do you see yourself fitting into this whole mix?
Well, I think I'm not much different than those players. Besides that, obviously, like really, everyone is really consistent and solid, which I like. The players I consider like really good in NA at least, I think are like Bjergsen, Jensen, Paul Belter. Obviously, Power Viva I think is really good, and the rest, I'm not sure yet. Also, Phoenix I think is a really good player, and they're also really consistent. And I feel like their champion pools are good. And one thing I think that I'm better at than all of those is my mechanical skill and my like predicting of skill shots and like my movement. I think I have superior than other mid laners. Obviously not that much better because once you get at the top level, right, it's really hard to like be different. But I feel like everyone is kind of equal and everyone has something that they're better at than the other. And it's nice to see because then you can also learn from the others and they can learn from you. So
For going back to that game, Azir looks pretty good right now. You looked pretty good on Azir. What do you kind of think of his state in the meta right now?
I think Azir is pretty unbalanced if you get to certain items. I think if you get 3 items without your team being behind, then obviously you cannot win team fights against it unless you have like a comp that is good against it. But there's also a lot of counterplay with Azir because you have your wall, you can always protect yourself, you can buy defensive items, you have a really fast Baron, so if you get 1 or 2 Mountain Drakes, it's like you get the Nash for free if the enemy isn't on point with their Nash control. And obviously Azir has weaknesses, right? Because we saw in the game that they actually had pressure mid-early game with the Jace, and then they just fucked my top laner because they TP'd, you know? So obviously there is things you can punish, but I think it's the best team fighting champ for mid right now, and it should be highly considered by every team because usually the game ends with a team fight. So if you don't kill this guy, then he's just gonna kill your whole team, right? Because it's like, it feels like AD carry but stronger with a lot of range. So yeah, you really need to. Right now, you just want a player, a mid laner in your team who plays a 0.
Yeah. Good. Well, before the interview, I asked a buddy of mine, Kobe, to ask for what I should ask you, and he suggested that I ask you who is the best caster NNA that you have ever faced in solo queue. Oh, not NNA. And what is out of all the casters in the world that you have faced in solo queue, who is the best in game?
He's the lucky one because I never faced a caster
Okay.
in a solo queue game. So yeah, yeah.
He says he lets you win. Is this true?
He was actually really useless, but yeah. I think I was playing Miles and carrying alone. So.
Yeah. So would you say that, you know, you just trashed CLG? He used to be on CLG. Is he indicative of what, you know, the CLG player base is like?
Wait, he used to be on CLG?
Yeah.
As what?
That's how he started his career, as a jungler.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Way back in the day.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it didn't go too well for CLG.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense for him, huh? Yeah. Very good. Well, that's why he's casting now, very clearly. But, what do you think, while we're talking about casters, what do you think of Jat at the start of the split? He ranked CLG as his #1 team of the split. Now they're not doing so hot. Any thoughts on that now that you've played them?
Yeah, I'm really surprised because we scrimmed them, and in scrims they look completely different, and they completely dominate us. Okay. So, yeah, it's kind of weird to see them playing so over-aggressive. I feel a bit like they disrespected us, but I think they just played over-aggressive, and yeah, I don't know what they were doing because, I mean, you saw the game, right? Like, they kept running into us without actually, like, thinking properly. So, yeah, it felt kind of too, like, the early game was hard, but once I started getting kills, like, it felt a bit too, I got too comfortable, you know, like, they didn't stand a chance after they gave so many kills. So it was kind of sad to see, and I expected more close game, you know, instead of, like, I think we had a really big gold lead after a while. So yeah.
Well, the CLG subreddit at least will be happy to hear that they're doing well in scrims, so maybe there's a potential we'll see these guys turn it back on later on in the split. Is there anything that you want to say to any of the fans, especially the NA fans that just watched you get a pentakill and they're like, hey, maybe I should root for this guy?
Well, now that you watched me get my pentakill, obviously I want you guys to keep watching me and my team. Without my team, I wouldn't have gotten this, obviously. And they always also gave me the pentakill. So I'm really happy about that. And yeah, I hope you guys keep supporting my team, CLG Gaming. I'm really happy with my organization and the players I'm with. Also, thank you very much for interviewing me. And yeah, looking forward to next time. Yeah.
Looking forward to next time as well, especially if you keep getting pentakills before I interview. That helps with the views.
Going to you, right?
Yeah, that's good. Just hit me up every time you get a pentakill. Thanks so much for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things LCS right here on my YouTube channel. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the interview brought to you by Omni /
and me.
Barely anyone knows who you are.
Slightly more.
All right. Well, anyway, thanks. You can check out the rest of my coverage right here on my YouTube channel.